All right, so we're going to solve and graph and as well as write the interval notation of this solution set here. So we have the absolute value of 2x minus 2 is greater than 8. Okay, so we have greater than. So how to set it up, how we're going to write this out as two equations. So one thing, just like we would with the absolute value equation, we want to make sure the absolute value sign is by itself on one side, and that's what we have. Then we're going to solve it as if it was an equation, where we're going to have a positive case and a negative case. Where we're going to drop the absolute value. So the positive case, we have 2x minus 2 greater than 8. That's the positive case. And then the negative case, negative times 2x minus 2 is greater than 8. Okay? All right, and then we solve each inequality. So let's add 2. We have 2x is greater than, what do we have here? 10. Then divide by 2. We have x is greater than 5. Negative case, let's distribute the negative sign. We have negative 2x plus 2 is greater than 8. We're going to subtract 2 to both sides. That would give us negative 2x is greater than 6. And we divide by negative 2. And remember, when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the inequality. So we have x is less than negative 3. All right, so let's identify negative 3 and positive 5 on the number line. And we're going to be using parentheses for 3 and 5. This is an or. We put the word or here. So they're not going to touch. They're going to be on the opposite ends of each other. So x is greater than 5. Open parenthesis, shade everything to the right. It goes out to positive infinity. X is less than 3, negative 3. We have a close parenthesis and shade everything to the left. And we have negative infinity. So here is our solution. We can write our solution set. Here's our graph. Now our interval notation. Read from your graph from left to right. So here we go. Open parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, negative 3, close parenthesis, union. And then we have open parenthesis, 5, comma, positive infinity, close parenthesis. And there we go. Next example. We have here 2 times the absolute value of 2x minus 1 plus 2 is greater than 8. Okay? And let's make that greater than or equal to. So we can use the bracket as we graph that. Okay, so we want to isolate the absolute value. So in doing so, we want to subtract 2 to both sides. We have 2 times the absolute value of 2x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 6. Then we're going to divide by 2 to each side, and we have the absolute value of 2x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 3. So we're going to solve here again. We isolated the absolute value. We're going to solve this inequality as if it was an equation. Consider a positive case and a negative case. Dropping the absolute value. So we have 2x minus 1 is equal to 3. excuse me, is greater than, okay, is greater than or equal to 3. And then our negative case, negative times 2x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 3. And let's solve each inequality. Add 1 to both sides. We have 4. 2x is greater than or equal to 4. Then we're going to divide by 2. We have x is greater than or equal to 2. Next, let's distribute the negative. We have negative 2x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 3. We're going to subtract 1 to both sides. That gives us negative 2x is greater than or equal to 2. Then we divide by negative 2. And we have x is less than or equal to, because when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the inequality. So this would give us negative 1. So our solution said x is greater than or equal to 2, or x is less than or equal to negative 1. Now, if you want to write this in order as far as numerical, where the negative 1 is first and then 2 is next, is fine. But as long as we graph this correctly, here is negative 1, here is 2. X is greater than or equal to 2. We have an open bracket, shade everything to the right, goes out to positive infinity. X is less than or equal to negative 1. That's a closed bracket at negative 1. We're going to shade to the left. We're looking at all values that is less than or equal to negative 1, starting at negative infinity. Then our interval notation. Open parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, negative 1, close bracket, union, open bracket 2, comma, infinity, close parenthesis.